Hi, everyone. My name is Cindy Russell-ALBACH, and I am the teacher librarian in the Commons. I wanted to welcome you to the Commons. Next week, you are scheduled to come talk about disinformation, misinformation, and more. So, what we will be focusing on is how do we determine whether the information that you find on the internet is both reliable and relevant. You all will be doing 5 different learning stations when you come in. Station 1 will be where you're going to sort of narrow down topics for your question that you're going to research. Station 2 will be on reading an article about the TikTok ban. Station 3 will be creating in-text citations so that you can make sure that as you locate information that you cite it correctly in your work. Station 4 will be a research demonstration at the Promethean board that I'll be leading to help you find the kinds of information that you need to find in order to successfully do your work. And then Station 5, you'll actually be starting your research. You will have an opportunity to actually conduct that research while you will have people there to help you with that. So, by way of introduction, we thought it would be helpful to kind of know a little bit more about how artificial intelligence, or AI, uses algorithms to know more about you, especially in the area of social media, how these algorithms know you and how well they know you. Common Sense Media is a terrific resource, and they teach you all kinds of things about how the digital world impacts our day-to-day lives. So I'm going to share a little bit about this to you today, and then if you're interested, you will have the links in order to find out more information about this on your own. I know some of you who had mastered everything in advance received one of the videos that is embedded in this slide deck already, so you may have already gotten a preview of what's to come. But for the rest of us, this will give you a little bit more information of kind of how misinformation often spreads. So, the essential question that we're going to look at is, how does artificial intelligence influence what we see online? So, as you're thinking through it, how does what you see online, how is that influenced by artificial intelligence? How does it take information about you to tailor what you see online yourself? You're going to learn what recommendation algorithms are, understand how recommendation algorithms are trained, how the AI makes decisions, and reflect on how algorithm content can shape our online experiences and what we value. Now, what usually happens after you finish watching a video on YouTube or right when you open TikTok? My guess is that the apps often find exactly the kind of video that you are interested in seeing. How do these apps feed you what you want to see? Social media platforms, including YouTube and TikTok, use recommendation algorithms, which are a type of artificial intelligence, to curate content for us. Social media platforms, including YouTube and TikTok, use recommendation algorithms, which are a type of artificial intelligence, or AI, to curate content for us. Now, curate may not be a word that you're familiar with, but it's the idea of making a list that is specific to the person that the list is for. So, for instance, if you told me that you wanted to do a research project on climate change, and I gave you a list of resources that is just about climate change, then I have curated a list of resources just for you. But if I gave you a list on any kind of public issue, then that's not a curated list. So these algorithms are actually curating videos based on what they think you specifically would like to know. Artificial intelligence, we all kind of know what that is, but to be specific, it's a computer program that can perform tasks that are typically required human intelligence. A recommendation algorithm is a type of artificial intelligence that decides what content to show or curate for someone. We're going to watch a video that explains how recommendation algorithms work and how they can influence what we think or do. Now, this is the internet expanding or narrowing our minds. Now, if you want to learn more, you can watch this video, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about what it does so that if you don't have time to watch the whole video, that will be okay. It's going to look at 3 questions. How do recommendation algorithms work? Why do social media apps use recommendation algorithms? And what's dangerous or harmful about recommendation algorithms? Now, how do these recommendation algorithms work? Recommendation algorithms are trained on data, like the things we watch, click, like, comment on, and share online to make predictions to serve us the content they think we'll like. Now, what's interesting about that is it goes so far as to decide how many seconds you're watching a video. So a video that you watch for 60 seconds has a stronger impact than one that you watch for 5 seconds. And while that makes sense in the general scheme of things, it's also a little bit scary how specific they are watching you. They also take into consideration what everyone else is liking and watching too, especially things that are people that tend to like the things that you like. So they take into account, oh, these 10 students all like this particular video, and the other 9 like video X. Well, that 10th student will probably like video X too. Tech companies keep their algorithms top secret, so it's hard to know exactly why they work the way they do. Google, for example, also uses a very complicated algorithm. They also change them constantly. In 2024, Google changed their algorithm 12 times. Companies are trying to constantly keep up with these algorithms so that they can stay on top of how to get their product, their message, their ideas seen the most often. So this is it's something that people do for a living, marketers do for a living. But if you're thinking through that, think about the fact that not only do they keep them top secret, but they're changing them all the time to adjust to the market. Why do social media apps use recommendation algorithms? Kind of for 2 reasons, I guess. Content online is pretty much endless. So the recommendation algorithms filter through the content and show us what they think is most relevant to us. The main goal for these companies is to keep us using their app as long as possible so they can show us more ads and make more money. They do this by showing us the stuff that they think is going to keep us on the app the longest. They make money by keeping you scrolling. How do you keep somebody scrolling? By showing them the things that they want to see. So what is dangerous or harmful about recommendation algorithms? Some of the negative consequences of recommendation systems have included things like getting users trapped in what's called an echo chamber, spreading misinformation, and even showing extreme or harmful content. Now, the video is going to give you all kinds of great tips, but I want you to think about sort of that concept of an echo chamber. If you always click on a piece of misinformation and then the algorithm keeps feeding it to you more, over time, you're going to believe that that must be true because that's what the internet keeps telling you. It doesn't necessarily make it true. It just makes it what you've been clicking on. That misinformation becoming your idea of truth can lead to a lot of conflict when everyone is seeing something different. One thing that you can do is to make a point to look for ideas that are different from your own. You can do this in a couple of ways. You can look at all sides media and purposely go to news outlets that are different than the outlets you typically use. So if you typically go to Fox News, then you could look at something like MSNBC as a counterpoint, or vice versa. If you look at CNN all the time, then you could look at something like Fox News. The idea is that if you get sources from different places that come from different perspectives, then you can get a more complete picture of what the truth, quote unquote, really is about a situation. Because only by seeing other people's perspectives can you understand your own. Recommendation systems are a type of AI that filters the content and media we consume. This gives them the power to shape our opinions and even the people we connect with. That's why it's important to think critically about what you're seeing and what you're not when you go online. We can all thrive in a digital world. I hope that you've learned something from this little tidbit lesson and that you are able to take that information and apply it to your world about TikTok, but also about all the other news things that are coming out in our society. If you have any questions, I look forward to answering those in our demonstration section when you come to that station in the Media Center, or you can stop by anytime at lunch or even after school on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you.